experience now loading. This is Fox Sports, Australia's sports leader.
This program brought to you by TAB Sportsbet. You're on at tab.com.au. The pioneering beering of Hahn. Harvey Norman. Shop in store or online at harveynorman.com.au. The all-new BMW M5, the devil inside. And it's time. Jim Beam.
The Canberra Raiders at home have been horrible. A bit like the weather here this afternoon, very cold and windy. The Raiders have to improve on a home record that reads 3 from 9 if they want to stay in the finals race. Matt Russell in commentary alongside Gary Belcher. But Badge, the Raiders meet a Broncos team just as needy.
Yeah, they were pretty poor last week, weren't they, against the Parramatta Eels, and they have been ordinary post-Origin. However, this time last year, in a similar position, they won 5 in a row and went into the finals full of confidence.
The Broncos welcome the return of Jack Reed and Corey Parker this afternoon. It is a heavily shuffled lineup. Hoffman, Beale, Reed, Teo, Maranta, Hunt and Wallace in the back line. Up front, Hannant, McCulloch, Sam Thaiday, the captain, moved into the front row. Gillette, Glenn and Parker rounding out the run on 13. Norman, Sivanasiva, Maguire and Dodds on the interchange. Beaten by Parramatta on Monday night. The Broncos want better. The Raiders downed heavily last weekend and they are unchanged. The only thing that needs to change is the form they show against the Knights when beaten 36-6.
Yeah, they haven't been great on Sundays, have they either? Only 2 of their last 10 Sunday matches. Their backline as per program, as is their forward pack, the captain Dave Shillington, and of course their bench as well, with Berrigan, Picker, Nichols and Matora, their coach David Furner.
The Raiders about to run on, as are the Broncos, to a very windy Canberra Stadium. What sort of points value do we put on this wind, Noddy?
Yes, that's right. There certainly is a lot of wind. It's very much swirling around and very, very strong. And it's extremely cold down here as well. The Brisbane Broncos will have the wind at their back for the first half, so expect for them to kick and play a lot of field position. Interesting to note that Canberra Raiders won the toss and elected to kick off. That sends a message they're going to start the game with some aggression. So let's see what happens on the first set of 6.
Sam Thaiday leading the Broncos out, the captain in the front row, and Peter Wallace steering the back line.
He's been critical of his own form in the last month, Peter Wallace. He has a new halves partner today in Ben Hunt to start the game. Corey Norman on the bench. They'll welcome this bloke back. Corey Parker missed a lot of tackles last week. The Broncos does a lot of cleaning up work. He's good for somewhere around 50 on any given afternoon. Corey Parker, the Raiders now taking the field.
Dane Tilsey in for Tommy Leroy-Lars, who pulled a hamstring last weekend, but you like the fact that Dane Tilsey's starting.
I think he's better starting. I think he likes to rip in right from the start and get involved heavily early. The Raiders will want that to happen. Blake Ferguson, been quite good out in the since he's been switched to the centres the last 7 or 8 weeks. Ready to go?
Stay on side here, boys.
The referees, Gavin Badger and Chris James.
Stay on side, fellas. Stay on side.
NRL Sunday continues. The Raiders at home to the Brisbane Broncos. Combined, they were beaten by a total of 50 points in round 21. What can they come up with this week? Thaiday with the first touch. And now Hannant. Running into 3 Raiders. Thompson, Fensom and Waddell, the last man up. And now some heavy defence coming in on Corey Parker, who finds the 30-metre line. Back to Thaiday. His second touch in the opening set. by Fenson. McCulloch out of acting half to Hannon and racing up. Dane Tilse keen to stop the forward progress. Wallace will complete. Kicking just his side of halfway. Dugan gets to it on the full. Dummies to Shandor Earl. Josh Dugan with his first metres of the afternoon.
It's important for some players, and particularly the big fellas, to make good contact early defensively. Dane Tilse did that twice on Broncos players, Corey Parker and Ben Hennett, so he's into the match the way he would have liked to.
Here he is with ball in hand. Staying on his legs and taking 3 defenders past his 40-metre line.
Yeah, you're good, true.
Now McCray to Dugan. Now Ferguson, tackled by Jack Reed. Back from a broken leg this afternoon. McCrone to Fenson. The last tackle play here for Canberra. McCrone goes along the ground and back there waiting, Hoffman. The chase was on the money as well. Ferguson and Papali. Now Lachlan Miranda off his wing. The opening penalty goes to the Raiders.
Lachlan Miranda not getting his foot to the ball. Who was it? Good question. Whoever tried to play it.
An incorrect play of the ball as Shellington winds up from close range. Waddell goes long to McCrone. Now Williams. Dugan chimes in. He goes long looking for Reece Robinson. The ball was lost on the second tackle.
I think the option was right. Winger had come in there. Jared Beale for the Broncos in defence. Trying to hit his man here. Dugan. Well, no, he read that really well. Beale, but the ball just a bit too high there for Reece Robinson. Off the hook there, the Broncos after that penalty against for an incorrect play the ball.
Reed. Hannon. Andrew McCulloch into acting half and sends play the same way through Alex Glenn. Initially named to play in the centres, but shifting into the back row with the return of Reed. Wallace now has it centre field.
Awesome colour, Broncos.
2 plays left. Corey Parker finds halfway. The last for Brisbane, and Wallace goes high towards Shandor Earl, who has plenty of time and takes it safely. Stopped just beyond his 20-metre line. Blake Ferguson. Nice direct run from the centre. Dugan. Crossfield trying to find a gap, all link up. And it's only by one leg that he's held eventually. So slippery. Williams. Shillington straightens. Another good set from Canberra. Fenson to McCrone, who goes short to Papali. Well read by the Broncos. And the Raiders arrive at the last. A little juggle from McCrone. He sits it up for Earl, who bats it back. McCrone has it still the last. A long ball finds Dugan eventually. It was a dangerous pass. Dugan rushes a kick, and Hoffman comes down with it, loses his footing, and he's easy prey.
Not a bad tap back there. The option out wide by Shandor Earl. Just couldn't make anything of it. Broncos defence holding firm. This was the big issue for them last week against Parramatta. 61 missed tackles. The worst performance in that department for a long, long time. Looking better this afternoon, though.
Gillette.
Sam, straight up.
Tackled by Croker. Hannett through Wallace, out the back. Now it's with Glenn. Reed racing up. It was Ferguson one-on-one. Importantly, you got the man and the ball, because the Broncos had a man over.
Jack, leave it alone. Blake, leave him.
Glenn to Wallace to kick. And he goes up the middle, landing it before Reece Robinson.
He hasn't had any great field position yet for his kicks. Peter Wallace in the kicking game has been pretty average the last few weeks. But 3 times so far, the Broncos have been kept inside their half up until the last tackle, and that's where Canberra want to keep them out of the attacking zone.
Tilse with it now, playing his 142nd game for Canberra, taking him to equal 20th on the all-time list. He arrived here in 2006. Vincent. To the last, it's Macrone again. High on the spot, the wind picks it up and holds it.
Come off your arm. So it's last tackle, knock on, change over. Here we are. Yeah, no.
The Broncos happy to stand and wait for it to bounce, knowing that the Raiders would have a play.
That's an ordinary last tackle option. Well, it's an ordinary last tackle kick, I must say, there by Macrone. It went straight up in the air. Fairly heavy breeze blowing around. He'll have to get his kicks better than that this afternoon if they're going to put any pressure on Brisbane.
Alex Glenn. And McCulloch to Wallace. The inside ball. Tilse held an arm out. Slipped up. A coat hanger that looks spectacular.
First contact hands.
Oh, and he's lunged at him, Dave Shillington. Just, you know, the first thing I thought was it was a possible send-off, but Gavin Badger kept his cool right on the spot. He said he just slipped up. Bit of hurt, though. Josh Hoffman still down.
David Shillington reacted, and with Hoffman at full speed once he trapped him up around the chest.
Yep.
He went backwards over his legs, and right to the naked eye. Initially, we wondered what was going to happen, but a good call from the referees. Glenn will play it 20 metres out. McCulloch to Hannant. So the Broncos find their best position of the game. Wallace across field. Here's Hunt going flat to Gillette, and it was Thompson from behind with a crucial tackle. The same way. It was Teo this time, met very quickly by Robinson and Williams. Hunt looked for McCulloch, he let it go, and Hannant had to clean up. And he's stopped by Josh Papali. The last of the Broncos. Hunt goes along the ground. Chandor watches it go past him, and Dugan has to assist it over the dead ball line. A goal line dropout coming Brisbane's way.
Good kick. Really good kick on the end of that set. Those last 2 tackle plays were ordinary from the Broncos. The shift to the blind side that wasn't really on, that's come off Earl's foot before Dugan taps it dead. They've cleaned it up a little bit with a good kick, and now a repeat set.
Josh Dugan with a big boot, but into a strong wind, and that's a fantastic goal line dropout. 55 on the fly into the wind.
Hold Dave, wait, Dave! Go, 1.
McCulloch to Thaiday.
2! Leave it outside here. Go, 2.
Now Parker. Taken by Waddell and Shillington. Vincent was involved as well. Now Wallace to Reid. And Reid is ridden into the turf by Blake Ferguson. Hoffman to Wallace. Behind Parker to McCulloch. It's Hunt now, who doubles around and gets the ball back. Gillette on the last along the ground. This time it's too heavy. So Canberra hold on, some encouraging defence for the home team.
They're disjointed, aren't they, with the football, the Broncos? Trying to play with a bit of depth, but the ball's not really hitting the man or hitting the mark. Raiders reading it well when they shift it wide. And I think they probably need to play a little bit more direct, Brisbane, until they get some dominance around the middle of the ruck.
Williams runs it and goes to Croker. Brett Kamali sideline.
Just to let you know how cold and windy it was before, we'll add the rain to that now as well, just to make these conditions even more pleasant for the players.
And the sideline eyes. McCrone to Shillington, who gets an offload to Waddell. And Waddell can't advance much further. Here's the last. And it's McCrone who kicks to Hoffman. And again, Josh Hoffman has an arm up around his upper body, but shrugs it off.
That's going to be the fourth kick from McCrone from a similar position, and they've really come up with nothing there yet, the Raiders. Maybe they've got to shift to the left. Sam Williams, he's got an adequate kick. Pretty clever at times. Shift a couple of passes wide to him on the left and trying to get the ball deeper.
McCulloch running out of acting half. Straight into a shoulder from Papali that finished him off.
Talk to him about a little bit of milking as well. Definitely right penalty though. Josh.
That's just silly.
Yeah, I know. But just stay out of it, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Just stay out of it. Josh Papali got sucked into that one, gave a penalty away. Just hung around on this play the ball too long. Worried about Andrew McCulloch's arm.
Well, Alice Glenn has it for the Broncos. Hannett to Thaiday. There were calls of forward from the Raiders unanswered by the referees.
Come on, Sean.
McCulloch to Wallace, who comes back the short side, and this time the pass has been called forward. It went to Alex Glenn.
I slapped him, but there's a bit each way. You got the penalty.
Yeah, I don't quite agree with that. Let's have a look at it again. I reckon it's pretty flat. Just that Peter Wallace steps back after he passes it. He ran a really good line there, Alex Glenn.
That doesn't affect us. We'd like to think
Completion rates also show the ball
Don't jump.
that Brisbane has had, 62%.
Wait here.
2 hands. Yeah, it's all right. Out.
Yep.
Yours, mate. Thanks, mate.
Parley from the back of the scrum. And these teams met in round 7. It was all Brisbane who won the Suncorp Showdown 30-6. They've won their last 3 against the Raiders. Thompson tackled 10 short of halfway. Bell to Williams. He doesn't pull the trigger on the pass and stands in the tackle. Now Fenson. The last tackle for the Raiders. It's Williams kicking this time. Back towards open play, splitting the men at the back and getting a kind bounce. In fact, maybe it turned out to be unkind, too heavy.
It was well directed. Very well directed away from Josh Hoffman. That's what they need to do. The 4 kicks before that have gone straight to him. He's cleaned them up quite easily.
Bentio. Here's Beale. He's had his injury problems in recent seasons, but he's played every minute of every game this year. Penalty to Brisbane.
Shillington was in last try. I think he just jumped, stepped around the play the ball area a bit quick and got in the way there, McCulloch.
Gillette. Stopped by Fenson and Tills, who hooks his leg around. from acting half. 4 plays left. The Broncos in great position again. Hoffman tackled 10 metres out. Papali and Waddell. Wallace runs and jinks. Can't beat Waddell or Fenson this time. McCulloch. Gillette loops around. Now shapes up again.
5, 1 foot on the line. Travis, go.
The Raiders needing to survive. One more tackle. Wallace, the pass to ground, picked up by Glenn. He kicks towards the in goal. It was a good kick that drew a play from Dugan. Dugan knocking it touch in goal.
And we've seen it a few times this afternoon. Brisbane in good position. They've got good shape about them, but misdirected passes. That one, again, going to ground. They tied it up really nicely with a good kick on the end of it there from Glenn, and Dugan once again having to bat it over the sideline in goal. The mounting pressure, they're just not quite executing as well as they'd like, Brisbane.
Teams came into this game with opposing records. The Raiders with 8 wins and 11 losses. Brisbane 11 wins and 8 losses. The Broncos looking at a top 4 finish. The Raiders desperate to stay in the race for the top 8. 2 points here will see them right in that race with a month to go. Alex Glenn plays it, 22 out. Hannon to Parker, quick hands, Hunt goes to Gillette. And Waddell was around the legs. McCulloch. Hannon now out the back, he finds Wallace, Thaiday. Thaiday tackled 5 out. McCulloch to Hunt now. He goes long. Teo was met by Croker. And now an intercept. Sam Williams. And drawing a penalty.
Oh, didn't they need it? The Raiders, a couple of them out on their feet. In fact, Dane Till's getting replaced. A few of the big men, I think, will be feeling the heat out there or feeling the speed of the game. Plenty of defence to do. Here's the attempted offload, and he intercepts it well, Sam Williams, and then draws a penalty there. Absolutely, Andrew McCulloch all over him.
Shillington.
Off the ball.
And Sam Matora, the new man on. As Badge just mentioned, Dane Tills given a rest. McCrone. Tackled by Thaiday and Glenn. Waddell.
Hold it, Johnny.
Into Sean Fenson, who stands in a tackle by McCulloch. McCrone. Now Williams, the flat ball for Thompson. Couldn't get the arms free to promote again, and we're right at the last. Waddell to Williams, who trickles it into the in goal, and Beale reads it well and gets back into the field of play.
Good defensive play there from Brisbane. They backed off really well on Josh McCrone. Gee, almost a mistake in the second tackle. The amount of defensive work the Raiders have had to do, they still found some energy there in attack. Sean Fenson's already got 22 tackles.
And they're trying to pin Brisbane in their own territory here. Now they spread it to Glenn. Gavin Badger blowing the whistle and signalling the 4th penalty of the game to Brisbane. The count 4-2 in favour of the Broncos. Petro Sivanasiva used off the bench today. Now Maguire. Doesn't he had some thrust? Wallace to Hunt. And now Gillette. Through the middle was Hunt onto Wallace. Ben Hannant, the man given a breather for Brisbane. Hunt dummies inside, goes outside to Maguire. Josh McCrone made the tackle. Come the short side on the last. Reid took it one-handed. Right back to Alex Glenn. And Broncos get the first points. Jack Reid returning from injury and showing a touch of class.
It's a well-constructed try and clever. They went down the short side on the last tackle. Broncos, nice shift out to their left. The Raiders winger, in fact, playing a bit too deep. Comes in late there, Shandor Earl. Too late to make any real impact. And it's just a great ball back on the inside by Reid to Alex Glenn. They spent a lot of time in this part of the field already, the Broncos, and finally some points.
Takes him to 10 tries for the season, having been used predominantly as a second rower earlier in the year, now playing his fourth game in the centres. Not much difference these days, shifting out one position, and he can thank Jack Reid for that try. The take was impressive enough, let alone the quick offload back on the inside.
He's done well, Jack Reid, to get back on the field pretty quickly. A hairline fracture just below his knee. He's missed 3 games. There was a bye in there as well, so 4 or 5 weeks since he's played.
Peter Wallace takes aim from the western sideline, having to allow for the wind. Kicking them at 74% in 2012, Peter Wallace. It is a tough assignment first up, but one he makes look easy. Peter Wallace. 6-0 to Brisbane. Alex Glenn scoring, Peter Wallace converting, Brett Kamali.
Wasn't it nice to see a good end of the set? Ben Hunt gets a chance to start the game on tackle 5. Option to run the ball past. You had seen 20 minutes of poor kicks. Just shows you the quality and what happens when you get to the end of your set. You come up with points.
Hoffman to Maguire, and look at that collision with Mark Nichols. Nichols on for Shillington. And now Sivanasiva.
And the Raiders' replacement props are Nichols and Mata-Ora. Compare that to the Broncos bringing Petro Sivanasiva off the bench. There's a little bit more experience there, isn't there?
Sivanasiva again. Brisbane in unfamiliar territory, playing on a Sunday in the sunshine, but leading 6-0 after 23.5 minutes. Hunt got control of the ball in time to get a kick away. It's a good kick, in fact, because Shandor Earl was under plenty of pressure with 3 Broncos racing through. And Ferguson lines up to try and take Canberra away from the danger zone. The ball from acting half, way forward, no doubt at all. Looked extremely dodgy. You've called it way forward, I'd have to agree. But now it gets even better for Canberra with a penalty. I thought the pass was so bad it was going to be intercepted.
He what? Shuts his mouth. Okay. Might whistle.
Well, I think Josh McCrone's complaining that Corey Parker jumped out of marker early.
He's 10. Petro.
Waddell to Williams, who sits it up for Thompson. Now Fenson, 10 metres out, the Raiders, with another penalty.
He's standing next to him.
On the line, foot on the line, boys.
Consecutive penalties in a matter of seconds for Canberra. Looking to level us at 6-all. Nichols.
One, get in, release, foot, go.
Waddell sends play the short side. McCrone to Ferguson. And Jack Reed, one-on-one. Great defence. Jack Reed setting up a try earlier and now saving one. McCrone to Fensom. Stopped by Maguire and Sivanasiva. This is Williams looking for Dugan. The ball went to ground and Ben Hunt was there, but Dugan gets it and a new set. It was touched by Brisbane in the eyes of the referees. Croker will play 8 out. Behind Matora to Williams. He goes to Fensom, who had a look for supporters. There's no green jumper there. McCrone runs! Josh McCrone towards the end goal, just short. Waddell has a dive, and the dive is good enough. Is it before?
The only thing that will get in the way of that try will be if Waddell has used the man playing the ball, McCrone, as an obstruction, or McCrone gets in the way of any defenders. Gee, he went close to the tackle before. Josh McCrone. Waddell sees a chance. Yeah, I think that's all right. Oh, a fair crack at making the tackle there, Brisbane.
Well, Josh McCrone can't disappear. Does he deliberately impede any defender? I don't think so.
Not at all.
The video referee, Rod Lawrence, goes to the green button. An answering try for Canberra from Travis Waddell.
He's opened his account, if I'm not mistaken, Travis Waddell, for the season, his first try. He didn't have far to go, but they still count for the same amount of points. Canberra needed to finally get some points on the board. They haven't spent a lot of time in this part of the field this afternoon.
Playing his 51st NRL game, hasn't scored a lot of tries, just 3. And as you mentioned, his first for the season. Jared Croker trying to add the extras. Off the upright and away, it stays 6-4. Brett Kamali, what have you made of the Canberra fight back?
Well, I like how they've been able to fight back. On the return of the kick after the try, they got 2 penalties, quick floater balls, a lot of enthusiasm, but you make your own luck. It should have been called forward pass, as you guys mentioned. Got away with it, then take the points.
So the restart rolls towards Shandor Earl. It was very close to the sideline. It was one of those wobbly kickoffs that could have done anything. But they avoid trouble from the kick off the Raiders. And now return through Josh Papali. Williams to Nichols, who didn't have a lot of time before Matt Gillette arrived. And now Waddell to Fensom. Matora. So again, the Raiders complete. It's been a feature of this game over the last 5 minutes. And again, the kick, he drove it long, I think allowing for the wind, and instead, way over the dead ball.
And the wind didn't do anything. I'm admiring the Broncos' right side defence. Canberra keen to go to their left, to Brisbane's right, and they're cleaning it up really well. Well, there's a good effort defensively. Push them back to where they came from.
McCulloch to Matt Gillette. As we've mentioned, the Raiders winning just 2 of their last 10 Sunday afternoon games at home. It is a horrible record that is hurting And their performance so far suggests they really want to work to improve that today. Hunt to Wallace, who runs and is pulled down from behind by Josh McCrone. The last play now for Brisbane. It's Hunt who will kick. He goes high. A torpedo bomb. Dugan fields safely. And now he looks to link up with some outside men, but he can't because Ben Teo racing through makes the tackle. Thompson. Williams directing traffic out of acting half. He finds Reece Robinson. McCrone back inside for Fensom. Toro gives it to McCrone. He goes long to Ferguson, but again, defensively, Jack Reed read it well.
He's opening up Jack Reed on Ferguson, and he's had some good afternoons here, Blake, but today it's a tough one.
Torpedo bomb fielded by Hoffman at the back. That was a better kick from Canberra. Now Lachlan Maranta.
Second marker, Sean.
Hunt to Beale.
Come on. Go, 3. Come on, Mark.
Gillett.
Forward, get it up. Give it me.
Zivanasiva across halfway and passing for Wallace. Now Josh Maguire met by Ferguson and Papali.
Hound, Shangle, hand. Good.
Wallace kicks back towards the short side. Instead he finds Josh Dugan, who is then met by Wallace.
It wasn't a great kick by Wallace, but he knew he had to make up for it with a tackle. He put a pretty fair shot on Dugan, who bounced out. I think they both felt the effects of that tackle.
He hit it well, Peter Wallace, but he certainly did feel the effects. Liddell getting a penalty.
First contact from the Miners.
First contact too high from the Broncos, and specifically Petro.
Doesn't quite run enough for my liking, Travis Waddell. He's so talented in that department. He's a good dummy. Got through a bit of space, and yeah, he just got one on the chin. Has trouble.
Here's Thompson. Simon Wilford is doing some great work with the Raiders hookers through the grades. I'm sure that's a feature of Travis Waddell's play, but Simon will look at. Has already spoken about. Here he is, running and not passing. Wrapped up by Zivanasiva and Gillette. Williams to Fensom, looking for a lead here, Canberra. Trailing by 2. McCrone. Get away from Parker before Alex Glenn, and then Maguire came into the tackle as well. The last, Waddell to Williams. He will kick high towards the end goal. It is marked safely by Beale.
They put some good pressure on there. The Broncos on the kicker, and hence it was a little bit too deep. Chasers couldn't get to it. Beale cleaned it up nicely.
There was contact, but it was legal and at the right time. Jack Reed. McCulloch. Broncos finding a bit of momentum. Zivanasiva. In game 304 for Big Petro. Wallace kicks for Reed and Alex Glenn. Instead it's Dugan high and down safely with it. Nice take.
Nice take, Josh Dugan. I think the Raiders should be a little bit worried around the middle of the ruck. On the few occasions Andrew McCulloch has decided to run, he's almost busted them wide open.
Shandor will play 24 metres out. Now Tilse. Sent on for another spell. Williams feigns to kick, goes out the back to Dugan, who goes long to Reece Robinson. Croker is there in support and fields an offload. Williams out of acting half, trying to draw a penalty. He was denied on the run by the referees. And now the kick to Hoffman.
Let's tackle.
And he's got them to the 40. He's perfectly positioned there once again, Josh Hoffman. And he's side through Lachlan Miranda. Second tackle up to halfway. And they can sense the opportunity to get a few good attacking tackles in here, Brisbane.
Into the final 5 of the first half. Maguire. Still 2 plays left in this set. It's Wallace running it.
Friday on the inside. Couldn't get his hands free, Peter Wallace.
McCullough to Hunt, who danced inside a tackle from Tills, then kicked into the end goal. The last bounce was what the Raiders wanted. An acceleration over the dead ball line.
And it is so important, that pressure you put on the kicker, that extra effort you make to get to the kicker and to rush his kick means all the difference. He couldn't keep that one in the end goal. And the Raiders get the free tap restart.
The Raiders will fancy their chances. They've won 4 of the past 5 against Brisbane at Canberra Stadium. They've come back from a 6-0 deficit, trailing by 2 as we head towards half-time.
Just get to your feet. Go.
Here's Shandor Royal. Stopped by Friday. Culloch.
Wait, go. 4.
And Parker. Williams, the inside ball to Dugan. It was Thornay around the boots. That was the only thing stopping Josh Dugan. And Thornay is still down in back plays. Beale gets onto the kick. Can he get back in the field of play? Yes. Josh McCrone stopping him 2 metres out.
Good run, Jared Beale, but what about that inside-out tackle from Sam Thaiday? He was gone for all money, Josh Dugan, and desperate play by the Broncos skipper.
Papali slapped on the back by Fenson for his defensive efforts as Reid uses a one-arm fender to keep McCrone at bay before Shandor Royal comes in, and there's a problem for Sam Thaiday. After that tackle on Josh Dugan, he fought to get back to his feet.
Hopefully he's only winded, but he's having some trouble breathing out there.
Wallace kicked from his own side of halfway, and it will roll down to Canberra's goal line before Dugan picks up and returns. Running into Jack Reid. Oh. Stopped on the spot. Parker and Maguire. Reece Robinson finding his way to centre field. Now Mark Nichols. Parker raced up and Nichols just stepped beside him before being wrapped up by Thaiday. McCrone to Papali. Now Ferguson. Reid is giving him nightmares every time Blake Ferguson gets the ball. Reid is there or thereabouts. Now the kick on the last. Finds touch. About 8 metres out from Brisbane's goal line.
I reckon both teams will applaud that kick. Bill wanted that, see that to go over the sideline. It's been pretty quick, not a lot of stoppages, just the try to each side. The quality of ball control, I think, has been very good as well.
Even Gavin Badger is embracing Close the Gap round. You can see his special Indigenous boots. There's the website to go to learn more and support Close the Gap rounds. Hoping to improve the life expectancy of Indigenous Australians. A great cause in its 4th year. Good to see the boots of Gavin Badger lending their support. As Hunt to the half chance up the middle. Hoffman playing at 15 short of halfway. Parker. Friday in support, but takes a tackle from Papali and Tilse. 30 seconds left in the first half. Maguire crosses halfway.
We're coming back. Are you cool with that?
Hunt to Teo, who goes back to Ben Hunt. Friday, now Parker. They keep play alive. Maguire. There's a tackle from Blake Ferguson. Hunts to Jack Reed, who gets away from Earl. And the ball from Maranta went to ground. As the halftime siren sounds and the intensity goes up a notch. There's some feeling, and with good reason. It's been a wrestle. There's plenty on offer for both teams. And the coaches will welcome their troops into the sheds after addressing down from the referees.
Bit of feeling there between Ferguson and Reid.
Almost a half. You're two and a half. A niggle, that's fine. It's footy. If it escalates, you'll cost your team a penalty. You might end up over there, right? You just think about that. Jack, come in. Same for you, mate. It's been footy. I understand that. You two are going at each other a whole half. Yeah. Play football. You don't want to cost a penalty or end up in the bin. All right?
Good summary from Chris James. They have been. It's been a highlight of the first half. Ferguson and Jack Reed. Let's go to Brett Kamali.
Well, as the game finishes with a bit of heat, the second half is up for grabs for anyone to win. Whoever can play the most football, I think the passes have got to increase. Push up and support, and please finish the end of your sets with some quality kicks, and you'll go on to win the football game.
So Brisbane go to the break with a narrow lead. It's the Broncos over the Raiders, 6-4. But the Rugby League has warmed the fans' hearts. A high-quality affair. Sam Thaiday, Corey Parker doing their best for Brisbane. Plenty of performers as well for Canberra. Just the one try each in the first half. David Shillington crept high but stayed on the field. No dramas there. The completions, a feature, Gary Belcher, of the first 40.
Yeah, very good. The Raiders, they're almost perfect with their completions. The Broncos not far behind. They've done some good things with the football as well. Brisbane, I've got to say, both sides defensively really aiming up. And it's, yeah, as you said, Matt, it's been a high-quality game.
It was a real wrestle for the first 20 minutes. The first try came in the 21st minute, and it featured some slick hands from Jack Reed, who's back from a broken leg, or a fractured leg if you like, and the inside ball to Alex Glenn got the job done. That was only half, but the tape was good as well.
Great option to runner on the last. So often teams drop back into the pocket for the kick, the wingers. It leaves them a man short. They can see that really well done there. Ben Hunt, who's starting at 5'8" today. He went really close on this occasion here. Josh McCrone, Travis Waddell saw how easy it was for him to go over. He advanced the football all of 20 centimetres and over he went. No obstruction. Raiders back in it. Unfortunately, Croker missed the shot at goal.
Yeah, Travis Waddell scoring his first try of 2012 and only the third of his career to balance the try from Alex Glenn. The only difference being the boot of Peter Wallace. He's successful with his conversion attempt from the sideline. So plenty to like about both teams in the first half. And doesn't this game mean something to them? It shows when you look at their performance.
Yeah, well, the Raiders are barely hanging on or a chance of making a top 8 spot. They have to win today for that to happen. And the Broncos, well, they can consolidate their spot in the top 4. So really important for them too.
Now, Sam Thaiday pulled off a crucial tackle in the first half on Josh Dugan. You'll see it here. And he came away nursing an injury of some sort. I think the boots of Dugan collected Sam around the chest area, and that was the problem. We'll get a full report from Brett Kamali after the halftime break, but you can see the pain. Is it ribs that were the problem?
Could be, yeah. Well, he hung around until halftime. That was in the 38th minute, so stayed on the field and doesn't look like... Oh, I imagine he's going to be back, Sam Thaiday. You'd think if he wasn't coming back, he'd be in there with the doctor right now trying to sort out that problem. So maybe he was just winded.
OK, well, of course, the action keeps coming your way on Monday Night Football with the Tigers up against the Eels, and that is followed straight away by NRL Extra. Firstly, sit down from 6:30 p.m. and enjoy a battle of Sydney's West. The Tigers at Campbelltown against the resurgent Parramatta Eels, who have won under Brad Arthur magnificently against today's team, the Broncos, on Monday. And then NRL Extra Matty Johns, Gordy Tallis and the team will bring you all the highlights. There'll be a full wrap-up of the injuries, any judiciary matters as well. I'm sure they'll talk about this fantastic race to make the top 8. It just gets more intriguing each week. NRL Extra straight after Monday Night Football, a very popular addition to the Fox Sports Rugby League stable. There is David Furner addressing the troops. He wants them to stay in the race for the finals for as long as possible. Wouldn't it be great if we boiled down to the final round with 4 or 5 teams playing for a finals opportunity? In terms of TAB Sportsbet, the Raiders at $2.25. The Broncos still $1.65 favourites. The line a very skinny 2.5. The difference at the break is just 2. As Anthony Griffin looks at his troops, we will break on NRL Sunday and come back with the second half from Canberra Stadium. The Broncos need a return to form as well. They look to Sam Thaiday to save them at times in the first half. He'll come back nursing an injury in the second, we think. Alex Glenn scored the first try of the game. It was answered by this from Travis Waddell. And we are 6-4 in favour of the visitors at half-time. Supporting the Raiders has taken its toll on Gary Belcher over the years. But thankfully, he's just a bit healthier than that individual. Badge? Hello.
He's sitting there since 1995, waiting for the Raiders to win another grand final.
He didn't have to pay for that seat. One man who is very much alive, especially in this cool weather, Brett Camorley.
Yeah, let's just mention what the coach has said at halftime. David Furner was extremely happy with the attitude of the players. Defensively strong, completion rate outstanding. He said if you can get to do some kicks, it'd be great. Keep an eye for Josh Dugan up the middle of Sam Williams. They said that was a play they want to look to with the Broncos getting rather tired at the end of the first half. And Anthony Griffin, he's got 4 players who are coming back from injury. He said you just got to hang on. Physically, they were gone at the end of the first half, but he asked for character of the second half, and he thinks they'll have enough points to go on and win the game.
Here come the Broncos with a half-time lead, albeit narrow. They are 7 from 7 as half-time leaders in season 2012. Good to see Sam Thaiday leading Brisbane back out after picking up that injury late in the first half, the 38th minute. That try-saving tackle, you'd have to say, on Josh Dugan. Ben Teo and Matt Gillette.
Gillette's been good this afternoon, hasn't he? Heavily involved. Their defence on the right edge, working together. Teo and Gillette, Beale, had plenty thrown at them, and they've done it very, very well. Handled it.
Here's Sean Fenson, hoping the Raiders can come from behind at half-time for only the second time this season. They did it against the Tigers early in Campbelltown. Early in the season, that is.
Right, here we go.
Ben Hunt waits for the go-ahead and gets it. Dugan straight away to Dane Tilse. Lifted in the tackle by Alex Glenn, but he returned to ground safely, and now it's Papali trying to take Canberra forward. Their completion's fantastic in the first half, Canberra. As Thompson runs off Sam Williams.
They've read that short ball really well all afternoon. Williams has tried that a few times to Thompson, and the Broncos won't have a bar of it. Defenders staying tight.
Come on, Josh.
2 plays left for Canberra. It's McCrone giving it to Fenson to go up the middle. We arrive at the last. And again, Canberra complete with a kick from the boot of Williams. Bringing Hoffman forward. In fact, Croker steals it. Croker raced through. And Canberra's leading try scorer adds to his tally.
We saw a ripple last night. Justin O'Neill for Melbourne scoring off a cross-field bomb. And this is as good from Croker. He looked to have it covered all the way. He's been great. Hoffman this afternoon, but he's under it beautifully there. Doesn't even have to jump. Croker, just a little twist after the catch. Well, there he is. Takes it right out of the hands of Josh Hoffman, and away he goes. What a start to the second half of the Green Machine.
Jared Croker with his 15th try for the season. He is the league's leading point scorer and Canberra's leading try scorer, taking his tally to 168 points this year. Jared Croker. If he kicks this, he'll sit on 498 career points. 500 beckoning with his next try or conversion. The first one today, he put off an upright and away. But from right in front, he will extend Canberra's lead to 4. 10-6 to the Raiders on the back of a fantastic completion rate. They are now 18 from 20, and the only technically incomplete sets, they reached the 5th tackle and kicked.
That is, just didn't clean the kicks up. They were very good in that department.
Thanks, mate.
What a start to the second half from the Green Machine as Tilse returns again.
One, Corey Parker! Corey! Wait, Andrew. Wait.
Victory in this game will see the Raiders to 22 premiership points and maybe level with the 8th team, the Gold Coast Titans, depending on their result against South Sydney this afternoon. With a month to play, there is a whole lot to play out in the race towards the finals as Waddell is wrapped up just past his 30-metre line by Parker and Reid. In fact, it was Wallace, the last man up. Now Shillington. And Wallace again. Alex Glenn, the assistant this time. Croker kicks. Hoffman has it bounce up before it gets to him, and now he returns. Gets away from Shandor before Ferguson was around the bootlaces.
Oh, he did well, didn't he? 4 of them there in front of him, Hoffman, and he somehow evaded them momentarily. And every metre helps when you're trying to win this territory battle. They need to get a good kick away on the end of it. If they're over the halfway, well, that makes it so much easier for their kickers.
Good little battle between the two hookers there with Dill and McCullough.
No chance.
Now Maguire.
Goal now!
The last play for Brisbane. A kick just into Canberra territory. Towards Shandor Earl, who has it.
The one, Sam gets off the ball!
Last week, Canberra completed at just 69% in being beaten badly by Newcastle. As you've said earlier on, Gary Belcher, when they complete well, they play well. I know it sounds obvious, but
It goes with every club, but when they don't complete well, they're awful. Generally, the Raiders here, a couple whack across the nose before being tipped up. Can't see much in there.
he has had a broken nose, a badly busted nose, Blake Ferguson. It probably isn't 100%, and there was a stray forearm from Corey Parker brushing the affected area.
Two.
Windmill type action, but yeah.
Hang on, wait. Wait!
We will play on without penalty. That's Papali. 8 short of halfway. Williams to Shillington.
They were woeful last week defensively, the Broncos, against Parrott. Corey Parker coming back, and Jack Reid out wide. But Parker in particular has helped, and there's a mistake they've forced. He just communicates so well and cleans up everything around the middle of the ruck.
So that is Canberra's first incomplete set, if you like, early in the tackle count before tackle 5. Dido to Maguire. Ben Hunt to Tio. rebounded off a couple of Raiders before Thompson and Waddell got him a second time. Hunt to Thaiday. Stopped by Shillington and Fenson. Now McCulloch out of acting half. McCulloch, still going McCulloch. Almost positioned himself to reach out. The last here for Brisbane. Right on top of Canberra's goal line. Wallace kicking into the Raiders. It bounced up fortuitously into the possession of Josh McCrone.
He played that really well, McCrone. In fact, he stuck his foot out to stop the kick and got a pretty good rebound.
Shandor spotting a couple of Broncos backpedaling, chewing off some free metres before they were onside. Now McCrone to Ferguson. Tackled by Wallace and Maguire.
They haven't allowed him too much room to move, Ferguson, but geez, keen to get in there and make something happen.
All plays it on halfway. This is the last for Canberra. It comes to Shillington. Gets the offload to Waddell. Luckily, now they go to the kicker in McCrone. And they got out of jail, the Raiders.
He had no idea, Dave Shillington, when he got that ball, that it was last tackle. Fortunately, he heard the call. A desperate call from his teammates, and he flicked it out to Waddell.
Who also did well to get rid of the ball and find McCrone.
Well, they could have come unstuck there. McCrone eventually a nice kick in towards the corner.
Shillington with 19 tackles. A couple of offloads now.
Josh, bite properly. Hang on. Oh, boys. Heads all the way in, lock.
Some good defensive work being done. Fenson's got 32. McCulloch, the Broncos hooker, he's had a good game with 35 tackles so far.
Here's Matt Gillette. McCulloch to Thaiday. He's stopped by Fenson, who continues his tackling counts.
Oh, that's good go forward, isn't it, by Maguire? Just sensing something was on behind the ruck. They got him on the back foot now, the Broncos.
The ball for Wallace couldn't be taken. It went to McCrone, who found Dugan. Now Dugan's up and going again. Away from Parker, pulled down from behind by Jack Reed. Well, Reed may still be in single figures for tackles, up to 8 now, but all 8 of them seemingly have been crucial.
Well, he's marking Ferguson for a start. He's done a good job on him. And that was a beauty on Dugan. Needed to be made.
Fenson with the Canberra crowd making some noise. Papali. Tackled by Wallace. And Glenn. McCrone across field. He finds Williams. Now Thompson. He's tackled by Hunt and Teo.
Off the arm, straight up!
Gillette was involved as well. Williams to Fenson. He runs into Thaiday and Gillette. And Berrigan into acting half after coming off the bench. Williams along the ground into the in-goal. Will it be too heavy? Just. Reed had it covered and let it go dead. And now Lachlan Miranda keen to tap and go.
And the kick, just too much weight on it. And the tackle before, a settler, I don't know what it was. They're in a good attacking zone and they just drop a ball back inside the fence and for a hit up with no support. Just got to put, you'll take every potential try-scoring opportunity. We're not going to get too many this afternoon against Brisbane.
Corey Parker with an offload for Wallace. Now Alex Glenn, the first try scorer this afternoon. Followed by tries to Travis Waddell in the first half. And then Jared Croker in the second. Now McCulloch to Hunt. Teo couldn't get away from Croker. The ball to Gillette. He's tackled by Williams but gets the ball back to Hunt. Hunt across field, kicking towards the in-goal, looking for Reed to get through. He does, but only to tackle Blake Ferguson in goal.
Oh, beautiful play. Some great offloads there from Brisbane. And Gillette, well, he looked to me, when he made that bust that he was going to go all the way. Only some desperate defence stopped him. Isn't that a nice little kick in behind there? Well read there by Ben Hunt. Ferguson back to clean it up, and Reid, he's been quite busy defensively and makes a good tackle.
On or behind. Stay on.
Canberra with a lot of work to do to hold the Broncos out here.
Yours, Matt.
Dugan's goal line drop back goes towards the sideline and over it. Lachlan Maranta looks up in amazement. Alex Glenn shakes his frustration. What an outcome for Canberra.
Oh, I reckon he's looking in amazement as well. Josh Dugan, that came off the side of the boot. I think he meant to plant it straight up the middle of the park, as he normally does. It was a bit of a wobbler, a bit shorter than normal, but look at the right-hand turn. Gee, couldn't do much about that, Lachlan Miranda. Pressure for them, isn't it? Really on the back foot.
All the way in, please.
Goal line dropout that finds touch. Sees that team win the ball from the scrum.
Dave!
And that is the way it has unfolded. First time around,
Can we not
they'll
hang
come
on
back
to
and
the
do it
hook
again.
Right? Keep your head in. We're just going to get this ball in. Get in the tunnel, Sam. Get it in, Sam. Out off the foot. Yours.
There was a stank at the scrum.
We'll stay with McCrane for the time being. At arm's length at the scrum. Reece Robinson towards the sideline and only just stays in on the first tackle. The warring parties have gone their separate ways. Brisbane realising that defence is more important. Berrigan. Tackled by Josh Maguire. The Raiders came into this game having won 4 of their last 7. Brisbane just 4 of their last 11, and there's a good run from Shillington. Crucial metres. Now Dugan changing the angle, coming to McCrone. He gets away from Maguire long enough to pass to Shillington. He looks for another offload before being wrapped up by Parker. McCrone into the in-goal. The Raiders coming through. Back there for Brisbane, Jared Beale. Big effort there, chasing through. Joel Thompson. Nicely placed kick, getting right to the line there. McCrone, and that means the Broncos defenders have to come up. There can't be too many chasing back. Beale, the man on hand to clean it up.
On or behind the line. I've got it back.
Dugan takes Brisbane's goal line dropout on the fly and advances towards the 20-metre line. What a great position for Canberra. Benson. Tackled by Hannants and Parker. Shillington giving it this time to Williams, out the back McCrone, now Papali who chimes in. Good tackle Peter Wallace, helped by Jack Reid. Williams to Benson. The offload, here's Berrigan! Surging but getting within a metre. Shillington from acting half, loses the ball and Brisbane come away with it. David Shillington wasn't happy with the ruling. He was claiming it was knocked out by Brisbane.
Alex Glenn, the defender, came up with an important play. The ball out there from Shillington, and the Broncos hanging on. Sean Berrigan so close to scoring against his old club.
Get a relieving penalty. Let's have a look at this involving David Shillington. Finds touch. Well done, Reece Robinson. He didn't find touch. Robinson with a magic trick for Canberra. Thompson. Natura. Papali to Williams, who runs and sits it up for Sean Fensom. Reece Robinson wins Canberra possession, and then Williams passes for Fensom to score.
Well, it was a play that should have been made. The kick that just doesn't quite go out. Look at his position here, Robinson. He millimetres from the sideline. So composed there, taking that kick, and a few tackles later. A nice short ball here by Williams. Hitting the hole there, Fensom. Some tired defenders there, the Broncos. They've been on their line for a few sets in a row. And they've just opened up. So he's done a lot of work this afternoon, Fensom. The most hit-ups for the Broncos, the most carries, 16, 35 tackles as well. And now a try to extend their lead.
35 tackles with still more than 20 minutes to play. Last week, according to Fox Sports stats, he had 59 tackles against Newcastle. That is the Sean Fensom of old, of past seasons, rewarded with his second try of the season this afternoon. He scored in round 1. He's had to wait for round 22 for another as the extras are added. 16-6 now to the Raiders.
Corey Norman starting on the bench. The number 6 there for the Broncos is onto the field for the first time this afternoon.
Norman with the restart. Comes to Natura. Brett Kamali, when you're down on form and looking at a 10-point deficit, a real test for Brisbane now.
It is a massive test for Brisbane, and they look very, very tight. They look very flat. They come on the back of Canberra's pressure. They've been great, Canberra. And this penalty will relieve that from Canberra and make the Broncos work harder out of their end.
Jumping out of the line too quick there. The keen Broncos defenders, but they've gifted Canberra 230 metres.
Mitchell Dodds coming on alongside Corey Norman for Brisbane and Joe Picker on for the Raiders. Natura just short of halfway. Don't let the sunny conditions on screen deceive you. It is bitterly cold in Canberra. Williams tackles. Now Berrigan rolls it off his hands for Fensom. And he's tackled by Mitchell Dodds and Hannans. Prone to Natura. He goes for an offload and finds Dugan, who's happy to go backwards in a bid to go forwards, but Mitchell Dodds says no to that. Papali.
Well, that's what they needed early in the tackle count, the Raiders, some go forward. Wanting to pass the ball a little bit too wide, get a bit too fancy. To get into a good position for the kick.
And chew off some more metres, McCrone. Ferguson, he has to kick because he was going over the sideline. Hoffman has it for Brisbane. He stopped 8 metres out of his own goal line. Moranta.
Work, Josh. Hold!
Here comes Hannans. Stopped by Picker and Berrigan.
Marcus!
Now Tio. McCulloch from inside the 40, but he drives it up the middle. Now Dugan has it. Stopped by Jack Reed and Alex Glenn. Wallace involved as well.
This is a big set for Brisbane. They really want to get the Raiders camped in here if they can, force a mistake. Just try to win over from some field position. That run helps. Raiders course, Reece Robinson, and a quick play the ball.
Tried to milk the penalty. Play on by the referees. Now Fensom over halfway. The last for the Raiders, leading by 10, 16-6 as we enter the final 20 minutes. Are content to drive it over the eastern sideline. Playing from the position of control in this game.
Maybe not as deep as he would have liked. Josh McCrone. Broncos, I don't think will be too concerned about that. Time to compose themselves. 30 out with the scrum feed.
We're going in. Let's go.
Something happen pretty soon though, Brisbane.
Get your heads in.
One thing I have noticed, when Josh McGuire injects himself into the play and tries to get them on the front foot, it really lifts the Broncos. He's done it a couple of times this afternoon. Didn't see him in the last set of 6. Off the back of plenty of defence. But he really needs to do it pretty soon. Corey Norman there trying to weave his magic.
Come on, Jared.
Hannants back to his feet now and playing it from McCulloch through Wallace. Dodds up the middle, Mitchell Dodds. Picker and Berrigan with the tackles. Wallace across field, comes to Corey Norman. He's stopped by Williams and Thompson. Reaches backwards to get the ball, and Teo is tackled by Jared Croker. The last for Brisbane. As Gillette goes to Thaiday, now Norman. He will kick for some outside men led by Reid, but goes straight to Shandor Earl. He gets away from Reid. Earl up the middle, happy to run backwards if required.
Just not a good kick, was it? He hasn't been on the field long. Corey Norman, it wasn't a good kick. He had plenty of chases out to the left, but no chance to get to it. Wallace has been down, getting treatment, and now just getting back to the defensive line.
But looking very ginger, expect the Raiders to head to their right at some stage. They come to their left now.
Is that a redhead, Joe?
Could apply to a couple of Broncos, couldn't it? Dugan kicks out on the fall from inside his own half.
And that's what the Broncos defence wanted. They're just playing it really, really simple, getting to their kick. Trying to contain this Raiders team, win over field position, and now the mistake that they wanted, and they're going to go on the attack from inside the halfway.
No, you can come
Josh Dugan overcooking the kick.
Heads in. Over the top, Joe. Outside leg up. Fly him in front of those legs.
Yeah. He should, yeah.
Yours.
And now Reid.
One move now.
Tackled by Fensom.
Just get to your feet, please, Jack.
This is Alex Glenn.
Move. Give me, Sean. Hold. Go.
Hannants couldn't get away from Picker. Matura and Berrigan also there defensively. Now Wallace in front of Thaiday for Norman. Here's Hoffman. Now Teo running into Reece Robinson, who got hold of him before their headgear supporters arrived in Croker and Williams. Thompson also there. Parker giving it to Norman. Now Wallace, they go back the other way. Alex Glenn dummies and runs. Alex Glenn gets his second and brings Brisbane back into the ball game.
They almost went over the tackle before on the other side of the field, the Broncos, and the big shift has got the Raiders here. In fact, Canberra numbered off really well. They slid really well. It's just a missed tackle, and I think it's Josh McCrone. He pushes the man outside. Have a look at him going across field to Alex Glenn, the little dummy. Oh, McCrone, who just hasn't committed to the tackle. He might have even tried to stick his foot out there late. He had him covered. And he worried about Jack Reid back on the inside, in fact. Well done there, Alex Glenn.
A little clutch of the hamstring by Alex Glenn.
Saw that. They paid the price, the Raiders, for that kick out on the full. It cost them. Brisbane prepared to throw the football around. I thought they were going to score a tackle before on the right. Really opened up for them. Reece Robinson made a good tackle.
An important kick from Peter Wallace to cut the margin to 4. He nailed his first attempt from the sideline. He's taking this one 22 out, 15 in from touch. Over it goes. 16-12. The Broncos still with plenty of time. Brett Kamali, we are set for some sort of finish.
Yeah, and statistics don't normally lie. This is the Broncos' best attacking period is the last 20 minutes. Now they've got to hope. I'm going to go back to the kick before the one out the full when McCrone was happy just to grub her. Very, very short. Have the Raiders shut up shop.
That's a shallow kickoff as well.
It was in between, wasn't it? Not an intentional short kickoff, but not the traditionally long ones you see early in games. Now Thaiday for Brisbane. To Norman, and he can't get away from Williams it was. Corey Parker, tackled by Croker this time. McCulloch goes back to the open side, through Norman to Wallace. And there's the hamstring for Alex Glenn. We picked it up as he scored the try. He propped and pulled up immediately.
That right hammy. Don't see him staying around for too much longer. I've got to say, Corey Norman, it's a good move bringing him on late. He has looked pretty sharp. They're just what they need. And here he is after he scores the try, Alex Glenn. Just watch, grab the right hammy there. Ooh, felt a twinge, and it didn't go away. There's some pain there. Or a cry of anguish, I probably should say. But Corey Norman, he's the man to watch for the Broncos. Very sharp on his feet, and remember at the back end of the game there'll be some tired defenders.
Is that it?
Jeez, he's done it badly.
Has he cost himself some weeks and maybe a finals campaign by persisting after feeling something in the try? Did he just think it was cramp or tightness that would go away, and now he's done significant damage maybe? We'll see him pay a longer price.
That's exactly what a hamstring can feel like. Just a bit of cramp. That's not a cramp.
No, wait for quick shot.
He scored 2 tries this afternoon, Alex Glenn.
5.
But from what we are seeing, will not be back this afternoon. Here's the kick on the last from Brisbane underneath it. Shandoril gets it, gets away from Reed. But Miranda grabs him from behind. And Thaiday arrives.
Just haven't nailed their kicking game, have they? Brisbane, that one a bit too deep for the Chasers. The Raiders, of course, scored off one early in the half, but haven't really been in the best field position since to put an attacking bomb up.
This is Fenson. Now Berrigan.
Yeah, great run, Sean Berrigan.
His experience will be crucial in the back end of this game. Playing his 222nd game. A kick from Canberra, finding the sideline. 15 out from Brisbane's in goal. Won only one of the last 5 road games, Brisbane.
Wait for it.
Wallace feeds the scrum and comes to Teo.
One, Sean Fenson. Wait.
To Wallace now. Reed, who had to reach and juggle and taken under pressure from Blake Ferguson.
Got one high.
Their first half duel has continued in the second. And now it's Jack Reed who's slow back to his feet.
While he was juggling that football, he got wrapped up ball and all by Blake Ferguson. Just have a look at the contact here. Here's the right arm swinging. I think that shadow over Reid there is going to save Ferguson from being penalised.
Hannons. Stopped by Berrigan and Fenson. Papali retreats as well now. Corey Norman to Thaiday. He had Williams around his boots. This is Beale down for the Dragons in 2013, but giving the Broncos great service firstly. Norman to Reid, who's pushed back in the tackle, throws the ball to ground. Still the last. Wallace, the rushed offload to grass. Still it's frantic from Brisbane, losing ground rapidly. Big Petro, he's driven backwards. Green jumpers swarm in. What a performance from Canberra.
They went 40 metres across field, 10 metres backwards. The Broncos desperate to get a kick away. But the swarming defenders from Canberra made it impossible. Good play. And here's what they need now. Get at the other end of the field. If you don't get points, get some repeat sets, put some pressure on. And just make Brisbane go the length of the field if they're going to score.
Tills runs into Gillette and Parker. The Crane, quick out from Williams to Thompson, but it's gone forward. They were so quick, Sam Williams never had full control of football and couldn't navigate a backward pass.
Yeah, Brisbane got pulled up for a similar one in the first half, and whether it was line ball, that's probably line ball as well.
On replay, I wonder whether Sam Williams was unlucky there. Brett Kamali sideline.
Well, you guys spotted it perfect. After scoring the try, there was a small strain to the hamstring, and as you continue to play, damaged it more, certainly a tear and something more important than just a missing 1 week. So Alex Glenn will not return.
Already seeking your treatment in the sheds. Alex Glenn.
That error there by the Raiders in the second tackle. Come back to haunt them.
Thaiday gives it to Norman. Now Parker. He goes to Gillette. And a good run, Matt Gillette. Kept fighting with the upper body and chew out an extra 3 or 4 metres. Wallace. Inside play from Norman. Here's Hoffman. It was Williams making the tackle importantly. Now McCulloch to Teo, back to McCulloch. They'll go back the other way. The ball to ground. Hoffman dancing, but he can't get away from Dane Tills. The last for the Broncos. And Wallace will bomb across field. It was a chip looking for Reid. The back. Brisbane run. Now the ball is spat out the back before the tackle is complete. The ball from Wallace to ground again. Reid kicks into the in goal. And it rolls too far. Dead in goal. The Raiders scrambling frantically.
Well, some desperate play there by both sides. Brisbane almost scoring. Is he okay, Jack Reid? Bit of a wobble. Joe Picker. He's copped something, sort of whack in the head. He's not good. I would have thought they were a chance off that kick, the Broncos. Reid. Belted after he kicked it.
So they've got a penalty there, Brisbane, after the Reid kick. There are a couple of Broncos who are either very tired or carrying niggles. Gillette didn't seem to be at 100%. Neither did Jack Reid, and Joe Picker is taken a knock as well. It's an accidental elbow straight into the nose/face of Joe Picker. Came from Matt Gillette.
How did he get rid of that? Matt Gillette, well, that kept the play alive on last. Still had another chance with a kick.
Tills for Canberra. Just over 8 minutes to play. It's the Raiders ahead by 4. McCrone to Shillington. He's tackled by Hannant. Berrigan. This is McCrone. Fensom, nothing fancy from him, just straight up the middle. The ball was stripped by Petro Sivanasiva. Blatantly, you'd have to say.
Couldn't hide that one.
Shillington runs at Norman. Now it's Tills. Tackled by Sivanasiva. Fido Hannant up high. Shillington to Williams. He goes to McCrone. Now Papali joins in. He was tackled by Wallace and Reid. Fensom. Two front rowers from Brisbane make the tackle. Now Williams. Williams stepping. He's stopped by Hammond. Here's the last for Canberra. From 10 metres out, McCrone running, now kicking, off the Broncos, back into the Raiders, and the tackle count restarts. It was played out according to the referees. McCrone to Shillington, Dave Shillington. Tackled by Gillette and Sivanasiva. Some tired Broncos in the defensive line. Here's Dugan. Dugan still going. Josh Dugan at the second attempt. Gives the Raiders what should be a match-winning lead.
Who says they can't win at home? Who says they can't win on Sunday afternoons? They needed this badly, the Canberra Raiders. He wanted it badly there, Josh Dugan. Tired Broncos defence on the back of an extra set. He just, look, there's three of them there. He shrugs away and off he goes again. He's a powerhouse, isn't he? The Raiders fullback standing in that tackle of Gillette. Gets himself out of it and just forces his way over down low. Have a look at that for determination. Josh Dugan. Well, that's a really important play for his team. He might have him home.
He loves it. This is his 12th game of the season. He's had a couple of injury hurdles. Now with 6 tries in 2012 as well. A smile on the face with just over 5 to play. Jared Croker will kick to make it a 10-point lead. From almost in front, Croker adds the extras. 22-12 to the Raiders. Brett Kamali, their woes at home about to end.
Well, I think with Gary Belcher's excitement, it shows that the Canberra Raiders are home today. And yes, you're correct. The woes at home are over. Sunday afternoon they can win. And Josh Dugan, the enthusiasm from this whole Canberra side has been massively improved, and that's why they've got the result.
If that was ever short kick-off time, if there ever is short kick-off time, that was it. I think they need to get the football back straight away. Brisbane, they've got to score twice. And just over 4 minutes left on the clock.
Tills again stands in the tackle. And Shillington, the offload to Berrigan, who goes short to Dugan. He was tackled by Gillette. Tills again. 25 tackles, 16 hit-ups, Dane Tills. Another strong performance as Papali takes a tackle on the 30-metre line. McCrone along the ground towards the sideline and over it. Trying to chew up some time, wind down the clock and head towards 2 crucial points.
I would have thought the Broncos would be running to the scrum. Trying to get a time-out. McCrone after the kick, what's happened here? He's been shoved over the sideline and
Yeah, let's take it off. There's something on his neck. Wait for the doctor. Take it easy, man.
So I think what's happened after he's kicked it, he's relaxed a little bit and been shoved sideways and must have felt something in the neck.
Case of whiplash for Josh McCrone. This replay will show it well.
Oh, yeah, just his bump into the back or the side of, or the arm of Blake Ferguson. And feel real good.
One of 3 Raiders to play every game this season, Josh McCrone, along with Jared Croker and Josh Papali. He's shaking off any concerns. Heads towards the scrum. Norman, stopped by Thompson and Fenson. Fido. Time very much against Brisbane. They've got to score in this set, you would think, and that play of the ball won't help them.
That sort of play, do you? When the clock's counting down, you need to score twice. And just a little bit.
2.5 to play. A good set here from Canberra should just about make it impossible for Brisbane. Berrigan to Papali. Tilts with an offload. Back to Papali. He goes to Ferguson. Ferguson trying to swat the Broncos away like flies. And now there's a dispute between Papali and Parker. The ball is on the ground. Some players are worried about it. Others are trying to break up a disruption. The second half is finishing like the first.
Just go that way.
Hit the face, don't you?
That's all right. Just go that way. Yeah. Very well. We'll set this up. Just go that way for me, Clete. Just go that way. Yeah. The only thing I got is a scuffle. Yeah. I'm not sure where it comes from. But I don't like the action of Corey Parker running in and pushing the bloke in the back. I think that escalates it. I think penalties against Corey.
You've come running in. You've escalated penalties against you.
The Raiders getting the penalty after Corey Parker was deemed to have raced in and escalated the situation, to quote the referees. Canberra winning the penalty count, and the game 22-12 at the moment on the scoreboard. Is there a sting in the tail for Canberra? Here's McCrone. 10 metres out, a sideways run. Now to Ferguson. He's wrapped up again by Jack Reed. Shillington. Williams straightens and goes to Fenson, the inside runner. The ball came off Hammond. Now the Raiders run, kick, and chase for Josh Dugan to get the rebound from the place in the grounding, but we will go upstairs first.
Well, the top 8 gets down to for and against. This is the kind of play that can get you home. Every extra point counts. Did he cleanly get hold of the football after the kick through? Collected the post.
It would have been a penalty against your bloke for in the ruck. He played it and then he took your bloke's foot.
There it is. It looks okay from here. The better angle. Does he get hold of it, Josh Dugan, and plant it down? He sure does.
Josh Dugan gets his second try. Video referee Rod Lawrence surely won't find a problem with this. The pickup was the difficult part, and the put down seemed to be completed properly as well. Josh Dugan celebrates to the heavens. 26-12 to the Raiders, about to be 28-12. They finish with games against Penrith, the Roosters, Canterbury and the Warriors. They're about to go to 22 points alongside 4 other teams. But they do have the worst differential of those teams. They came into the game at -69. You can take 14 and possibly 16 off that, and this sails over. The Raiders win at home, 28-12 against the Broncos. There's something for Raiders fans to applaud, and there's some hope for David Furner that the top 8 in 2012 is still possible.
I'll get some confidence out of that. The Canberra Raiders, they haven't won too many Sundays. They haven't won at home too often this year, and they don't often fare well when they're down at half-time, but they were down 6-4, fought their way back. In fact, scored that early try, Jaron Croker, in the second half, and from there, they weren't headed.
Big month ahead for Canberra, but also Petro Civoniceva in his final season. And the Broncos. Let's go to Brett Kamali.
Yeah, here with Josh Dugan. Well, Josh, how important was it for the Raiders to win today?
Yeah, it was massive. We spoke about it all week that, you know, we had to turn our home record around, but not only that, we had to get the 2 points to, you know, stay in the competition, and we got a couple of results our way over the last couple of days, and, you know, we knew this was a massive game for us, and, you know, we're stuck in there for the full 80, and that's what I think we've been lacking this year, and, you know, when we put it together for the full 80, we do that.
Yeah, you have done it today, but next week, coincidentally, could be your off week. You've been hot and cold, hot and cold. Why has that been so good, so bad?
You know, I'm not too sure. You know, I think if we knew, we wouldn't be doing it, but, you know, like I've said all week, we got to get that happy medium. We can't be winning by 30, then losing by 30. So, you know, I think we'll take the same mentality to next week. You know, we're down at Penrith, and, you know, they're coming off a pretty bad loss against Melbourne, but, you know, they'll be there ready to play, and, you know, every team's tough on their day. So we have to turn up again like we did today, and, you know, hope to come away with the 2 points.
The Dukes, a couple of tries, you keep your season going, you look happy, mate. Good work.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks a lot.
Also going to start heading over here to find Corey Parker. Just catch up quickly to Corey. Well, Corey, that's 3 losses in a row now for the Brisbane Broncos. Is there a slump, or how do you get out of this form at the moment?
Yeah, we're certainly not going in the right direction, mate. You know, the only way to get out of this, and we've been there before, is just hard work, mate. So it's important, you know, what we do in the training paddock and how we apply ourselves away from the field. Our preparation, it's got to be spot on moving forward.
And just watching you today, there was a few of you obviously carrying injuries or coming into the game a bit underdone. Is that a problem at the moment as well?
Oh, look, you can't blame that sort of stuff, mate. I mean, every team's got that going on. You know, we're doing the best we got with what we got, mate. But you know, we know if we can apply ourselves a little better in some certain areas, we'll be right.
Well, now at 26, the season, the comps are getting very close competition-wise. Sunday against the Bulldogs next week, that's a good test for you to turn it around?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, they're the form team of the comp, and you know, we're going to go down there and, you know, put in a performance.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Noddy.
Yes, thank you, Corey Parker. A big month ahead for Brisbane as the top 4 starts to get away from them. They go Canterbury, Melbourne, Manly and Penrith. But it's Raiders fans leaving this stadium celebrating their 9th win of the season. 28-12 against Brisbane. There is life in this season yet for the Raiders, if not some of their fans. A break and back with more on NRL Sunday.
To the finish line at the Armour All Gold Coast 600 with motorsports royalty and the stars of the V8 supercars. 3 days of lighting up the track and 2 nights lighting up the stage. October 19 to 21, the Armour All Gold Coast 600. Tickets through Ticketek.
Hi. Just browsing for car insurance. I do everything online.
Well, we're 100% online, which means less overheads for us and more savings for you.
Great.
Let's get your quote started. Are you on another website?
No.
Oh, that's a brilliant through ball from Callaghan.
Yes.
Saving you money. That's Progressive. 100% online car insurance.
Get the go-ahead to save with Super Cheap Auto's Green Light Sale. SCA sheepskin seat covers $129 a pair with bonus carpet mats. And export degreaser $190 a can, or bulk buy 6 cans for $9.
There are bad starts and false starts. Olympians know the importance of a great start. Gillette Fusion Pro Glide, engineered with our thinnest blades ever, turns shaving into gliding for a great start every day. Gillette Fusion Pro Glide, P&G.
Step into a world where you'll find new ways to explore and new ways to stay in touch. The future is now in your hands with the new Smart TV from Samsung.
Honey, the game's about to start, so I'll just...
Immerse yourself in the action this season with a home theatre system from Harvey Norman. With a huge range from all the big brands, you'll be closer to the action than ever before.
Dad?
Harvey Norman, leader in the big game experience.
Tough on sweat. Not on skin. Get 48-hour sweat protection plus quarter moisturiser technology only with Dove Men Plus Care in new larger packs.
Joe must be off with the fairies. He's paid loads more than he needed to for a single cab 4x2 because a Great Wall Ute is only $17,990 on road. And the diesel 4x4 is only $22,990 on road. And they're great.
September's fast approaching. Wednesday night, we analyse your team's finals prospects with breaking news from Lara Pitt and Ricky Stewart's bag for contrary conduct. NRL on Fox, live on Fox Sports.
As of right now, the Canberra Raiders are joint eighth on the NRL ladder after stunning the Brisbane Broncos at home. They've struggled in Canberra, the Green Machine, but were at their best this afternoon. On the events, they still have a little bit of work to do, especially in attack, Gary Belcher. But most importantly, they get the premiership points to keep their season alive.
It was really important given their performance last week. It was important for both teams, of course, to win. But the Raiders, well, their completions were very, very good. Brisbane, pretty good as well. In fact, the Broncos have been good the last couple of weeks in that department. They just haven't really defended as well as they would have liked. Not too much difference between the two teams there, apart from on the scoreboard where it mattered.
Yeah, the Broncos led 6-4 at half-time, but allowed Canberra to open the scoring in the second half, and it was just what Canberra needed to give them some confidence they could find form here at home. Williams kicked, and coming through Croker, he just surprised Josh Hoffman.
On the back of their first set there, Croker, it was a great take, and neither player left the ground. He just got in better position there, Jared Croker, and once he caught it, well, it was a free run to the line. The twist, and over he goes. Canberra, for the first time of the afternoon, in front on the scoreboard, and from that point, they weren't headed. This was a massive play. In fact, a disappointing kick there by Hunt for the Broncos. Caught by Reece Robertson. Excellent play by him. And then a couple of tackles later, well, this was the result, a Fenson try.
Yep, but Parley gave it to Williams, and then another flat, short pass. Sean Fenson had a big game defensively, also rewarded with his second try of the season, and it was Williams, the conductor. He's doing some good things with number 7 on his back. Sam Williams alongside Josh McCrone. And then Brisbane scored this try through Alex Glenn, the second for the game. But it's important to notice that Alex Glenn puts the ball down, then reaches for his hamstring, and that would come back to haunt him a short time later. But most importantly, this try made it 16-12, and Brisbane was right in the contest.
Yeah, they really were right in the contest because they held the football for a period of time. The Raiders gave away a couple of penalties. You just see there, he just grabs that hemi, but elects not to go off the field. When he did eventually go off, it seemed to be much, much worse. What about this determined effort by Josh Dugan? About 4 minutes from time. Raiders only leading by 4, desperately needed to extend that lead, and this was the bloke that did it for them. He's been getting better and better every week since he's come back from injury, and of course another individual effort, all class there Josh Dugan on the end of the set. They flick it out. He gets hold of it, chases the kick through, gets a fair bounce off the pad, but still has a lot of work to do to clean it up.
And importantly, improves the for and against just a little bit by 6 points as it turned out. It was 5 tries to 2 in favour of the Raiders. Croker nailing 4 from 5. Peter Wallace 2 from 2. The Raiders winning at 28-12. Brett Kamali is standing by with our BMW man of the match.
The $1,000 BMW man of the match goes to lock forward Sean Fenton. Outstanding today. It must be important to win.
Yeah, it was a very important win here at home. You know, we've struggled here at home this year, and it was just good to get a win in front of our home fans. And it was a very tough game there. It was back and forth, and they had a fair few repeat sets on us, and we held them out well, I thought.
But defensively, is it all about attitude? And obviously, you had to come in with the right attitude. Why do the Canberra Raiders find attitude and lose attitude very quickly?
Mate, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's just a little bit of inexperience there, but you know we're working really hard at training that to sort that out, and hopefully we can get a bit more consistency coming into the back end of the season and sneak into the 8.
A try scoring machine as well today. Got a try today. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, mate. It's always good to get across the white line there.
Mate, congratulations, Sean. All the best, mate.
Thank you. Thanks, BMW and Fox Sports. Cheers.
More than 40 tackles for Fenton, and many of them at a very important time of the game as they asserted their authority. Here is the ladder. And you can see the logjam there on the edge of the 8. The Titans on 22, although they have a game this afternoon against South Sydney. Followed by Newcastle, the Tigers, the Raiders and St George Illawarra, all on 22 points. We've been saying it for weeks. We will probably see a situation where the top 8 is decided on differential.
Their logjam, yeah, the Tigers as well with their game to come this round as well. So they can go into outright 8th. Depending on what the Titans do. So but it's good for the Raiders. You know, they're still in the hunt. I think a few people were unsure that was going to be the case, but with 4 games to go, you keep winning and you're in with a chance.
So the Broncos beaten today go on to the Dogs, and as for the Raiders, they head for Penrith in a crucial game next week. Their flags are flying in Canberra. The Raiders have beaten the Broncos. On behalf of Gary Belcher and Brett Kamali, I'm Matt Russell. Thanks for your company on NRL Sunday. Until next time, it's good afternoon.
Production of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League.